In 2015, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration fined Forest River, a subsidiary of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, $35 million, the maximum penalty allowed by law, after investigators discovered the company had been cutting bus chassis in half, extending them beyond certified weight ratings, employing engineers with no engineering degrees, and filing recall reports that erased 2 dead teenagers and 21 injuries from the record. That company still builds your family's RV. Do you know which best-selling fifth-wheel brand is under federal investigation right now for frames flexing so violently that walls split open and slide-outs deploy at highway speed, and which parent company allegedly used non-disclosure agreements to silence the owners who discovered it? Do you know which single-part supplier builds the chassis under virtually every RV brand in America and just stopped selling replacement parts to force owners into $11,000 full system rebuilds? And do you know which manufacturer's wiring defect has potentially left more than 1 million recreational vehicles on the road right now with no fuse between the junction box and the battery, a direct path to fire? We cross-referenced a decade of federal recall data, class action filings, and warranty records to expose exactly which corporations are responsible, which defects are hiding in your walls, and which brands refuse to cut corners. Walk into any RV dealership in America. You will see dozens of brand names on the lot: Keystone, Jayco, Heartland, Grand Design, Coachmen, Winnebago, Dutchman, Tiffin. It looks like a competitive marketplace. It is not. 3 corporations control approximately 85 to 90% of every recreational vehicle sold in North America, and they all roll off the same factory floors in the same county in Indiana. Thor Industries sits at the top, $9.5 billion in annual revenue. They own Airstream, Keystone, Heartland, Jayco, Starcraft, Highland Ridge, Integra, Tiffin, Dutchman, Crossroads, KZ, Cruiser, DRV, Venture, and Thor Motor Coach. In 2019, they bought Europe's largest RV maker, Irwin-Heimer Group, for $2.45 billion. Thor commands roughly 40 to 44% of the entire market. Forest River is number 2. It has been owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway since 2005, and Buffett closed the deal in 7 days for $800 million. Forest River makes Coachmen, Palomino, Shasta, Primetime, East to West, Dynamax, and dozens of model lines, including Salem, Wildwood, Rockwood, Flagstaff, and Cherokee. Revenue exceeds $6 billion. Market share, 33 to 37%. Winnebago Industries rounds out the trio, $2.8 billion in revenue. They acquired Grand Design in 2016 for $500 million, and Newmar in 2019 for $344 million. Market share, 10 to 13%. 3 parent companies, more than 30 brand names, 1 illusion of choice. But there is a 4th name you need to know, and this one is worse. Lippert Components, headquartered in Elkhart, Indiana, brings in $4.1 billion in revenue. Lippert supplies the chassis, frames, axles, slide-outs, leveling systems, windows, doors, and steps to virtually every brand from all 3 conglomerates. There is no other large-scale towable RV frame manufacturer in the United States. A Jayco, a Keystone, and a Grand Design ride on the same Lippert chassis. The average Lippert content per RV unit reached $5,670 in the 4th quarter of 2025. The brands are different. The skeleton underneath is identical. 80% of all American RVs are built in or around Elkhart County, Indiana. Workers are paid on a piece rate system, a low base of roughly $10 an hour plus per unit bonuses. They can leave once they hit quota. Speed is rewarded. Quality is not. A 2025 Wall Street Journal investigation confirmed the consequences: stripped screws, punctured microwaves, wrong fuses installed during parts shortages, and misaligned furnace flues that went unchecked for a month after the inspector quit. But the ownership structure is only half the problem. The real damage is in what these factories are actually building. Most RV sidewalls are sandwiches, thin fiberglass skin laminated to Luan plywood over foam insulation. Luan is a cheap tropical hardwood. The critical flaw is that the plywood's glue is not exterior grade. The moment moisture reaches it, and moisture always reaches it, the luan acts like a sponge. It swells, it separates, it rots from the inside out. You will see it first as bubbles forming on the sidewall, warping the fiberglass skin away from the frame. That is delamination. It typically appears within 2 to 5 years on new units. Every smooth-sided fiberglass RV from every Big 3 brand is susceptible. Repair costs range from $1,000 for a small patch to $18,000 or more for a single sidewall, often exceeding the RV's resale value. Insurance does not cover it. One specialty repair shop, DelumRepair.com, has fixed more than 20,000 units. 20,000, and that is one shop. The walls are rotting, but the frame underneath them is cracking. Lippert frames have a documented history of failure, particularly at pin box welds and deck transitions on fifth wheels. A class action lawsuit, Sheets vs. Lippert, filed in 2020, alleged axles made with cheap steel and poor welding. NHTSA has issued multiple recalls for Lippert axles, including spindle separation, wheel detachment, and U-bolt failures. But the most damning case belongs to Grand Design, Winnebago's flagship acquisition. In October 2024, NHTSA opened an investigation covering 55,887 Momentum and Solitude fifth wheels built between 2017 and 2023. The defect was frame flex so severe that walls separate, welds crack, and slide-outs deploy while in transit. One repair shop reported that 70% of Grand Design units they inspected showed frame issues. A certified welder examined 10 Grand Design RVs at campsites and found failures in every single one. Winnebago's own warranty claims surged 290% between 2017 and 2024. A class action was filed in April 2025. The company allegedly used non-disclosure agreements and buyback programs to silence owners who discovered the defects. Walls that rot, frames that crack, and wiring that catches fire. 4,200 recreational vehicle fires burn in the United States every year, killing 15 people and causing $60.3 million in property damage annually. Common causes include undersized wiring, missing overcurrent protection, and improperly routed cables. The Nelson versus Forest River class action, filed in 2022, alleges a wiring defect, namely no fuse between the junction box and the battery, that potentially affects more than 1 million Forest River recreational vehicles. Forest River recalled roughly 41,000 units over the issue. One couple lost their home and their pets in a fire caused by this exact recalled defect. And Forest River is not alone. Brinkley, Tiffin, Airstream, and Winnebago have all issued fire risk electrical recalls between 2024 and 2026. Forest River issued more recalls than any U.S. automaker or recreational vehicle manufacturer from 2015 to 2024, averaging roughly 50 per year. Nearly half stemmed from assembly line errors, not parts failures. The factories are the defect, and every one of those recreational vehicles has slide-outs built by the same supplier. Lippert's Schwintek in-wall slide system is installed in more than 70 RV brands. Documented failures include gear stripping, motor burnout, out-of-sync operation, and rivet collapse. One Alaska-based RV technician stated flatly that the system will not support the weight of the slide room, and that every unit is going to fail. One owner reported 8 slide-out failures and 2 jack failures in 24 months. Repair costs range from $400 for a motor to $11,000 for a complete system replacement. In 2024, Lippert stopped selling spare parts for certain 2019 through 2022 Schwintek models, forcing owners into full mechanism replacement at maximum cost. Now add the depreciation trap. New RVs lose approximately 20% of their value immediately upon purchase. After 5 years, 36 to 39% of the value is gone. But 30% of new RVs break down within 2 years, and 80% need major repairs by year 5. Thor Industries alone paid $300 million in warranty claims in 2022, which included a record $94.97 million in a single quarter. The combined Big 3 paid $326 million in warranty claims in 2020. You are buying a depreciating asset that is statistically likely to fail before the loan is paid off. So, if the entire market is rigged against you, does that mean you should give up? No. It means you have to change your strategy. The key is molded fiberglass construction, one-piece or two-piece seamless shells with no Luan plywood, no panel seams, and no delamination pathway. Units built this way in the 1970s are still on the road. Casita, out of Rice, Texas, uses marine-grade fiberglass unibody construction. Prices run from $25,000 to $35,000. Founded in 1983, units from the 1980s are still in active use. No dealership markup, no corporate parent. Scamp, out of Bacchus, Minnesota, uses molded fiberglass clamshell construction. Prices range from $18,000 to $40,000. Founded in 1971, they produce roughly 650 units per year. Factory direct only. Clamshell construction contributes to long-term durability. Escape Trailer, out of Chilliwack, British Columbia, builds a one-piece molded fiberglass shell. Price ranges are $30,000 to $60,000. Factory direct sales only. The wait is 4 to 5 months because they build them correctly. Exceptional resale value. Oliver Travel Trailers, out of Hohenwald, Tennessee, uses double-hulled fiberglass construction, 4 shells total. All plumbing and wiring is enclosed between the inner and outer hulls, sealed away from weather and road damage. More than 400 hours of labor go into each unit. The industry average is 2.5 days. Prices range from $65,500 to over $100,000. True 4-season capability. Among the highest resale values in the entire RV industry. The big three do not build this way because molded fiberglass is expensive, labor-intensive, limits trailer length to roughly 25 feet, and does not allow slide-outs. Stick-built construction is dramatically cheaper and dramatically faster. That is the entire business model: volume over durability, speed over survival. Other independents worth your research: New Camp in Sugar Creek, Ohio, Amish craftsmanship, $20,000 to $90,000. Pleasure Way in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, more than 400 hours per Class B van, automotive-grade glacierite paint. Lance Campers in Lancaster, California, returned to independent ownership in June 2025. Bolus in California, ultra-premium riveted aluminum, $100,000 to over $300,000. 3 corporations, 30 brand masks, the same Elkhart factories, the same piece rate pay, the same Lippert frames underneath all of it. Forest River's NHTSA fine of $35 million did not change a single production line. They went on to become the most recalled manufacturer in America. Thor's $300 million in annual warranty claims is a line item, not a crisis. The consumer is the quality control department. Stop buying the brand name. Stop buying the Luan plywood, the Schwintek slide, and the unprotected wiring harness. Buy the fiberglass shell. Buy the 400-hour build. Buy the trailer that your children will still be towing 30 years from now. If the RV industry built cars this way, they would be shut down. But because recreational vehicles carry no federal crashworthiness standards and no mandatory quality inspections, the garbage keeps rolling off the line. The only inspection that matters now is yours.